Monday, the 23rd of March 2026, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 6:30 p.m. news live on BNews 1. These are the headlines. The National Assembly has met in a plenary session to discuss a bill which seeks to extend the mandate of the Member of Parliament from March 31st to December 20th, 2026. The bill was defended today at the Port Biya Glass House by the Minister Delegate at the Presidency in charge of relations with the Assembly. And also, as the World Water Day 2026 is marked under the theme Water, a source of equality, the situation in Cameroon highlights persistent gaps in access to safe drinking water. Despite ongoing efforts by authorities and partners, the qualities between urban centers and rural communities continue to limit the realization of water as a fundamental right and a catalyst for inclusive development. That was it for the headlines, so developments and more coming up next. It's a pleasure meeting you, ladies and gentlemen, for this new week. I am Jackie Ewili, your news anchor. As announced in the headline, the National Assembly has met in a plenary session to discuss a bill which seeks to extend the mandate of Member of Parliament from March 31st to December 20th, 2026. The bill was defended today at the Port Biya Glass House by the Minister Delegate at the Presidency in charge of relations with the Assembly. Fabrice Kedinga is at the National Assembly and sent this element for us.
Monday, the 23rd of March, 2026. Welcome to the Port Biya Glass House, the National Assembly of Cameroon, where members of parliament are currently meeting for a plenary session as we speak. The purpose of this meeting is they are debating on the bill that has been passed by the Presidency of the Republic for the extension of the mandates of members of parliament and, of course, municipal councillors in Cameroon. A while ago, or some weeks back, the bill to extend the mandate of municipal councillors and parliamentarians in Cameroon was passed from the presidency, and the bill seeks to extend their mandate from the 31st of March to the 20th of December 2026. The plenary session is currently being chaired by the President of the National Assembly, the Right Honorable Dato Theodore, in the presence of the Minister Delegate at the Presidency of the Republic in charge of relations with the Parliament, that's Wakita Bolvin. And the government argues that the extension is both practical and necessary given the economic realities facing the country. Recent electoral cycles, including the presidential and regional council elections, have placed significant strain on public finances, requiring extensive resources for logistics, security, and administration. The bill has been to the Constitutional Law Committee, and of course it has also passed through the Senate as well as the Constitutional Council. So at the moment it's now left for the Parliament to adopt the bill and they send it back to the Presidency of the Republic for promulgation. If this happens, this will be the third extension of mandates of members of parliaments and municipal councils in Cameroon. So at press time, the debate is currently going on at the Port Biya Glass House. From the National Assembly in Yaoundé, I am Fabrice Kedinga and Lucien Bala for BNews 1.
Thank you very much, Fabrice Kedinga. And talking about what I announced in the headlines in Cameroon, access to safe drinking water remains a major challenge marked by significant disparities between urban and rural areas. On the occasion of the World Water Day 2026, celebrated on March 22nd, that was yesterday, under the theme Water, a source of equality, authorities and stakeholders in the sector are calling for this resource to become a driver of equality and development. Details in the following reports. On the occasion of the World Water Day celebrated on March 22, under the theme Water, a Source of Equality, the issue of equitable access to this vital resource is once again in the spotlight in Cameroon. While progress has been made in urban areas, the situation remains worrying in many rural communities. In several remote localities, access to safe drinking water is still a luxury. Every day, thousands of households travel long distances to fetch water from unsafe sources, exposing themselves to major health risks. Waterborne diseases, poor hygiene conditions, and increased vulnerability are among the many consequences that directly affect people's quality of life. Yet, water lies at the heart of the essential needs. It is crucial not only for public health but also for food security and the development of economic activities, particularly agriculture. In response to these challenges, the Minister of Water and Energy, alongside the Cameroon Water Utilities Corporation, is stepping up initiatives to improve access to safe drinking water. The goal is to reduce inequalities in access and ensure a more inclusive service for all. In a context marked by rapid population growth and the effects of climate change, sustainable water management has become a priority. Ensuring equitable access to this resource now appears as a key condition for the country's development. This Tuesday marks exactly 41 years of the Cameroon's People's Democratic Movement, the CPDM, the country's ruling party since 1985. While supporters credit it for stability and continuity, critics continue to question its record on governance and democracy progress. Fabrice Kezinga now takes a closer look at this legacy after 4 decades in power.
41 years in the life of a political party is no small feat, especially in Africa. But for the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, the CPDM, this milestone raises as many questions as it answers. Born in 1985 with the promise of unity, stability and democratic progress, the CPDM has instead become synonymous with continuity. Continuity of power, continuity of leadership, and for many, continuity of the same unresolved challenges. Yes, Cameroon has remained relatively stable compared to some of its neighbors. Yes, there have been roads built, institutions maintained, and a certain order preserved, but at what cost? Because beneath the stability lies a growing sense of stagnation. A generation of young Cameroonians has come of age knowing only one dominant political force. For them, the idea of political alternation is no longer a democratic practice, it is an abstract concept. Elections come and go, but skepticism remains. The opposition struggles to break through, and many citizens question whether the political playing field is truly level. Economically, the frustrations are just loud. Youth unemployment persists, opportunities remain limited, and the gap between promise and reality continues to widen. And then, there is the deeper issue, the gradual fusion of party and state. When a political party governs for this long, the lines can blur. Institutions risk losing their independence, and loyalty can sometimes outweigh accountability. Perhaps most telling is the ongoing crisis in the Northwest and Southwest regions. It stands as a painful reminder that national unity, one of CPDM founding ideas, remains fragile. So as the party marks 41 years under the banner of strengthening its position, the real question is not about its past, but its future. Can renewal truly happen from within? Can trust be rebuilt? And can a system built on continuity embrace meaningful change? For now, the answers remain uncertain.
Hundreds of Muslims in Balinyonga, Northwest region, gathered on Friday at the Bali Central Prayer Ground to celebrate the end of Ramadan. The ceremony, attended by local authorities, emphasized prayer, reflection, and community unity. Families marked Eid al-Fitr with generosity, compassion, and togetherness, carrying forward Ramadan's lessons for discipline and solidarity. Fabrice Kezinga once more.
Hundreds of Muslim faithfuls gathered in Balinyonga Mezam division in the Northwest region to mark the end of the holy month of Ramadan. The atmosphere was filled with devotion, prayers, and community spirit as the faithful came together to celebrate the end of Ramadan. The Bali Central Prayer Ground became the focal point for this spiritual gathering. Worshippers dressed in colorful traditional attire conversed on the prayer ground and its surrounding, demonstrating unity and commitment to their faith. Families, friends, and neighbors prayed together, thanking God for a successful period of fasting and reflection. Ramadan is a time for reflection, patience, and giving. Today, we thank God for guiding us through the month, and we pray for peace and harmony in our community. Local, municipal, and administrative authorities attended the ceremony, highlighting the importance of religious tolerance and peaceful coexistence in the region. Officials emphasized the role of faith in promoting social cohesion and moral values within the community. We are here to join the Muslim faithful in celebrating the end of Ramadan. It is a reminder that we must continue to work together for peace, understanding, and unity in our society. Eid al-Fitr, which concludes Ramadan, is not only a time of spiritual reflection, but also of generosity and community sharing. Faithfuls exchange greetings, visit neighbors, and support the less privileged, reinforcing bonds that strengthen society as a whole. As the celebrations continued across Balinyonga, the faithful carried forward the lessons of Ramadan, discipline, compassion, and unity in the months ahead.
Onto something else, with Cameroon set to host the second major international event, the 14th Ministerial Conference of the World Trade Organization, and the upcoming visit of Pope Francis. Concerns are mounting over the pace of ongoing infrastructure works. In response, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestine Kecha Cortez, accompanied by the governor of the region, Central Region, Nasiri Podbeya, carried out an inspection tour along key project routes in Yaoundé. The visit aimed to assess process on the ground and ensure urgent measures are taken to meet deadlines. Here is their excerpts.
Yaoundé will be the world capital of business. And it was very important knowing that the delegation are coming on the 22nd, 23, 24. It was very important for me to make sure that the image of the city is preserved. And I'm happy to see that we can afford to address what has not been addressed by the city mayor. And happy to see that the itinerary that we have reserved for Popo, for the high visit of Popo in Cameroon, through the greatness and the leadership of our head of state, they will come in this country and see that Yaoundé is a beautiful country. So it's a beautiful city. So I'm happy for this visit. Tomorrow night, I will do another visit. On 22nd, I will do another visit.
And in culture, the guardians of the Ekambesi tradition met in the General Assembly to promote and preserve their ancestral culture once neglected. During the gathering, they performed the Esi rite for healing and celebrated with Esani dance, reaffirming their commitment to passing their cultural heritage onto future generations. Let us now have an excerpt of one of the traditional rulers who spoke on Lucien Bala's mic.
I want just to emphasize that as we used to make our conference, today we have talked about the meeting, a special meeting. During this meeting, we can answer many questions. We can go through some specific problem, like you have a sickness, and we don't know where these sicknesses are coming from. And at this stage, we can emphasize, we can go through the problem and try to have a problem, to solve the problem. This is the main issue of today.
Governor Naseri Paul-Beya has urged strict compliance with directives from the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestine Kecha-Cortez, stating that these instructions takes precedence over those of Mayor Luke Messi Atangana. During an inspection of the ongoing road construction works, the governor wants that any challenges or disputes will be reported to higher authorities through official channels. He also calls on workers to remain disciplined, avoid disruptions, and respect the administrative hierarchy to ensure smart project execution. And also in Yaoundé, health authorities have raised renewed alarm over tuberculosis with 26,924 cases recorded nationwide in 2025, as Manauda Malashi called for stronger national mobilization to curb a disease that continues to pose a significant public health threat despite ongoing efforts. Details in this report.
A total of 26,924 tuberculosis cases in all forms were recorded in 2025 in Cameroon. The state of the disease was presented by Malachi Manauda on the 9th of March 2026 during a press briefing in Yaoundé. Globally, more than 4,000 people die each day from the disease and nearly 30,000 new cases are recorded daily, according to the 2025 report of the World Health Organization. In Cameroon, the incidence rate is estimated at 132 new cases per 100,000 inhabitants, representing approximately 36,466 expected cases. Mortality stands at 17 deaths per 100,000 inhabitants. Over the past year, the National Tuberculosis Control Program reported 26,924 cases in all forms, including 9.6% among children. Among these 170 cases were identified as multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. Community-based activities contributed to 14.7% of case detection, reflecting the growing involvement of grassroots actors. Another notable trend is a decline in TB/HIV co-infection, now estimated at 15%, with more than 98% of affected patients receiving antiviral treatment. The prison population remains a priority target with 732 cases detected and treated. Cameroon currently benefits from a structured diagnostic network covering the entire national territory. These include 340 functional microscopy centers, 74 gene expert platforms, 56 TB LAM devices, 35 Tinuant machines, and 2 specialized laboratories. These systems ensure quality screening and reduces delays between diagnosis and treatment, contributing to improved health indicators. In this effort, media professionals have been called upon to play a key role in disseminating reliable information and raising public awareness.
This is the end of the 6:30 p.m. news live on BNews 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being with us. See you soon. Happy New Week.